Everyone, and welcome to CFC Fan TV. Now, I suppose this is a little bit more of a happy video, although some of you Sarrian fans are not going to appreciate it at all. But I do have to mention Frank Lampard in this video, so hopefully you'll stick with me and you'll like me. Now, listen, this is just my opinion from what has been reported from local news outlets across the country and in Europe. Now, the word on the street is that, you know, if Sarri isn't already gone by the time we've done these videos, again, you can hate me for saying that, that if we lose against City on Sunday in the cup final, that he more likely is going to get sacked. So apologies if it's already happened. Apologies if it hasn't happened yet, you know, whatever. But I thought I would talk about potential replacements. Now, it's clear that neither of these two that I'm thinking about and that have been reported will be coming in immediate effect. I think this would be a very long-term thing. And I'm going to discuss the likelihood of both of them because they're both amazing candidates, I suppose you could say. But at the same time, the likelihood of them coming and Chelsea making it happen, I think, is going to be very, very difficult. So we'll start off with then candidate number one, which is Zidane will be the favourite. Now, listen, I think personally, any manager who takes the Chelsea job now will be extremely, extremely cautious. We have been through so many managers in the last few years. No, I don't agree with it. So me saying Sarri out isn't me agreeing with the whole, if someone's not performing very well in the first 2 months, then we get rid of them. I'm just saying that as a manager, you would be very, very cautious because you know that your job might not last very long. And at the end of the day, that might be bad for their rep. I know Chelsea have a habit of doing it, so maybe other clubs don't mind so much. But, you know, you don't want to keep getting fired from jobs, do you? So I think any manager that does come in would be, you know, taking it into careful consideration. And also we have to consider the likelihood. So now the first one I'm going to go through, the first manager, is going to be Zidane. Now, we have been linked to him. Would it be great? Okay, so let's put in he's you know, he won the Champions League 3 years in a row with Madrid. I mean, that's an amazing achievement. He's himself won a World Cup. You know, he is an extremely talented player. He's an extremely talented manager from what we can see so far. But I do believe the Premier League is different, and I'll always say this to any player or manager that comes to the Premier League, no matter where you've come from. I do think it will always be difficult. I mean, if it was a case of, you know, Pep Guardiola being the best manager in the world and coming to the Premier League, he would have won the Premier League every single season since he's been here, and that hasn't been the case. So you still don't. I don't class anyone as invincible, definitely not, but he would be a fantastic choice. Would we ever get him, though? I mean, let's be realistic here. And bear in mind, we are running out of managers to pick from. You know, we've been through quite a lot of them. Unless we're going to start rehiring them, I can safely say I don't think they're ever going to invite Jose back. I think I've got more of a chance of being manager than him. I don't think they're going to invite Conte back. I don't think they're going to invite a lot of managers back that we've had over the last few years. I don't think that's the way to go. And, yeah, I just don't know how we would be able to pull it off because he is that good of a manager. He's well, reputation-wise at the moment, he's that good of a manager. So how would we get him to come? How would we get a deal in place that would offer him enough money and a good contract, good terms and everything like that to make him come to the club? I mean, you guys comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. I think it would be incredibly difficult. And I'm happy to be proven wrong on that one. I hope I am. You know, whenever I say something negative, I'm always happy to be proven wrong, guys. It's not me just bashing people. You know, I want to be wrong when I say things that aren't so nice. But this is going to be an incredibly difficult one. You know, no matter, I think there's some articles on Sky Sports and Daily Mail and all that, so you can read up on them and see what they say about it. But yeah, for me, I think it's going to be an incredibly difficult one. Although I most certainly wouldn't oppose it. But like I would remind any manager, I think coming to the Premier League is extremely difficult. And, you know, unlike Man City, where when Pep came in, he sort of, you know, he kicked Joe Hart out more often, or you know, more or less. And then you know, if he didn't have a good enough fullback, he would say, okay, well, let's just pay 50 million for a new one. You know, we don't really have that amount of money. We have a lot of money. We don't have that amount of money. So I think if he wanted to come in and try and do something different, you know, at the end of the day, if we were to sell Hazard, if Hazard were to leave because he wanted to leave, although we all hope that doesn't happen, we'd have to make sure that we spend that money incredibly wisely. And I'm sure the manager would want some input on that. And again, we're not a club that gives the manager much input. So for me, I think Zidane is just a little bit out of our depth, but I would hope that it happens, and I'm sure you guys wouldn't oppose to it. This is if Sarri isn't in charge. Not right now, not currently, not to get rid of him. I'm just saying if what the reports are saying are true, would that happen? Second option then, which is an option that I'm sure every Chelsea fan would absolutely love, which would be Frank Lampard. We would love to have him at the Bridge. Who wouldn't? I mean, it'd be so silly. And I think one of the main things that's going wrong at the moment is that the players don't really have a good relationship with the manager. The players don't respect the manager. And if you look at what Ollie's done at United, they all clearly love playing for him. They all clearly want to play for him. You know, they're happy. They're performing so well. And whether that lasts or not, you know, the main thing to take from that is the fact that they have, you know, a really good, strong relationship, a work relationship, a team relationship, probably a very good friendship too. I think that's so important with football, because I always compare it, and I said this in my review, to when you go into work, you don't like your manager, you don't want to perform well, you feel a bit uncomfortable, but if you've also got some level of friendship there, although I think that's quite a fine line, obviously, because at the end of the day, they are your boss, you respect them a lot more and you want to do well for them. So I think Frank Lampard would be perfect, and of course, he's already played with a few in our team for many years. The only problem with this is, and what I'm sure Frank Lampard would love to take Sophie's advice on this. If you watch this, Frank, I'm so sorry if I'm wrong. I don't think it would be a good career move for him, personally. I think if anything was to go wrong, he's just started out at Derby. I think he's doing a very good job there. I think they're 7th, aren't they? But I think they've got 2 games in hand, something like that. Or I think they might be playing tonight, aren't they, Sammy, or something like that. So maybe they've only got 1 game in hand after this. But they can still climb the table, and he's done a very good job. I think him and Jodie's done a fantastic job there. So for me, I don't think in his career at the moment he needs to take on that role, especially when he knows he'll be coming into a team where if Hazard leaves, it'll probably be his responsibility to rebuild the team. If Hazard leaves and we don't get the right players in and he doesn't have a say in what players he wants, then it will be all again falling on his head and coming down to his strategy. And also as well, you know, he's got a fantastic legacy at Chelsea. I'm sure he wouldn't want to ruin that and do it so soon. So I think when maybe he's had, you know, whether he stays at Derby or he goes elsewhere, he goes wherever, maybe then he'll decide that it's the right time for him. But I think for us, we would always welcome him back. I think for him in his career, it may not be the best move. And I don't know, maybe he thinks I'm stupid if he's watching this. But, you know, I personally think he's doing really well at the moment. So I don't think that it would be wise, you know, just in your career to take on such a job where you know it's so cutthroat. And also when you've got a personal attachment to your place of work or your club, whatever you want to call it, as a player or manager. So yeah, maybe not the best move for him. Great move for us fans. We'd all be very, very happy. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, guys, we need a manager that's gonna. If there's anything with this team, we've seen this team now not play for Sarri when they're not liking him. They've not played for Conte when they decided they didn't like him, and for Jose Mourinho, we all know how that finished, and that was 10th. So for us, I think the board, whilst they are very cutthroat, they want us to finish high in the table. They want us to be challenging for the trophies. But for me, I think we just need to get them out. We really need to know who we get in next. And I've ran out of options. If it isn't Zidane or Frank Lampard, you know, I'm open to others. But there's nobody really with. I mean, all the good ones are taken. If you look at it, they're all taken. They're all at clubs. So unless we're going to steal someone, how's it going to work? So, like I said, I'm all up for having the debate and of who comes in, but we need to be realistic here. We need to be very realistic. I think managers also need to be very realistic when they take the job. And I think, although we did a good job of signing players in the summer, like Kovacic, you know, I'm starting to think that this manager isn't getting the best out of them, and I want a manager that does it. If that means someone who has a really good relationship with them, have a bit of banter with them, whatever it is, whatever is lacking now, that's what we need in a manager. So please comment below and let me know your thoughts on who you would like to come in. Do you think any of these options are realistic? Let me know. He's messaging me. God knows. And yeah, just you know, let me know your thoughts in a polite way. Please don't call me names. Say something nice. Sammy's laughing. And yeah, I would love either of these two to come. I'm just trying to be honest. And yeah, I love you.